Fox News alert tonight. Israel's ground invasion of Gaza has finally begun. Israeli tanks are now inside the Gaza Strip, and Israeli combat specialists have begun launching raids against Hamas targets all over the border. The Israeli government says tonight's the night.
Hamas will feel our wrath tonight, and I think all the international community who saw the crimes, the atrocities that Hamas is responsible for, should be supporting Israel. We are going to destroy Hamas, and in doing so, I think we're eradicating a despicable enemy of all humanity.
Just moments ago, Israel's naval battalion, the Flotilla 13, conducted a siege in southern Gaza. Heavy gunfire was exchanged. Watch. So why did Israel wait so long? Sources tell Primetime that hostage negotiations had collapsed. Because of what Hamas was offering, the Israelis realized Hamas wasn't serious and was just using the hostage negotiations to delay the ground invasion. So now Israel has one focus: completely decimate the terrorist presence to their south. The IDF has shut out the lights in Gaza. No internet, no cell phones. It's a blackout. Israeli airstrikes achieved the highest level of intensity so far in the war. A bunker buster bomb was dropped in Gaza, an effort to demolish the tunnels. Bunker busters penetrate 100 feet deep, explode horizontally and vertically. They were used in Afghanistan and in Iraq. This is what these buster bunker bombs look like in action. But Israeli tactics still remain surgical because Hamas put their headquarters beneath a hospital.
Hamas terrorists operate inside and under Shifa Hospital and other hospitals in Gaza with network of terror tunnels. Hamas also has an entrance to those terror tunnels from inside the hospital wards, meaning from different places of the hospital you can go into an underground tunnel that will provide you shelter. We have concrete evidence that hundreds of terrorists flooded into the hospital to hide there after the massacre of October 7th.
Once the IDF takes this war underground, we're not going to be broadcasting images all over the world anymore. This war is going to be won or lost in the dark. Joining me now, retired Brigadier General Anthony Tata and former Special Forces Sergeant Major Michael Glover. All right, Tata, this is it.
Yeah, roger that, Jesse. Great to be with you. They're developing the intelligence. They've been doing intelligence preparation of the battlefield, and it seems like they've identified the key areas that they need to go. They've actually brought in some envelopment there. You saw with the naval forces, and this team has apparently developed a very clear picture of where the enemy is. Obviously below the hospital, they want to know where the civilians are. They want to know where the hostages are. And, you know, it's a PhD level problem with the three-dimensional battlefield of high rises, the rubble in the streets, and certainly the tunnels that you mentioned. So this is something that took some time to develop that battlefield picture, and now they've been able to move their logistics into place, and they want to get into Gaza and take enough terrain, tighten up their logistics, and make sure they have 360-degree security, because those tunnels go everywhere. They don't know where they all are, and what they don't want to do is get so deep into Gaza that they envelop themselves when Hamas comes out the backside. So it seems to me that Israel has taken the time that they need to develop this picture and now get after it in a way that they can be successful, as Netanyahu said, which is to destroy Hamas.
And Glover, when the infantry makes this first contact with the enemy on the ground, what kind of intelligence picture are they going to get immediately?
Well, it's called sensitive site exploitation, basically taking evidence right off the bad guys. Look, the worst of the bad guys are the terrorists, and Hamas is the worst of the worst. These guys are the guys that carried all their operational plans on their kit when they attacked Israel and killed 1,400 plus civilians. So that sensitive site exploitation, that SSC on the ground is going to be very important because it's going to create a better picture, a more refined picture. Like the general said, operational preparation of the environment has been taking place, but now they're going to be flexing target to target, gathering intel off the battlefield and potentially giving them a more refined picture of where these hostages are.
And so, Glover, when they're in there, are they mostly facing sniper fire? I mean, is going to be a defensive posture by Hamas?
Yeah, it's going to
Jesse,
be that urban warfare block to block. They're going to be using snipers. They're going to be using RPGs. They're going to be using ambushes, improvised explosives. If they're backed by Iran, like they are backed by Iran, you're going to see similar tactics used that were used against us in Iraq. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's some of the most difficult fighting that Israel has ever faced.
And Tata, were you surprised with this naval action, this assault from the south? Did you see that coming?
Well, I'm not surprised by anything the IDF does because they're very innovative, they're very creative, they have good leadership, and to me, the pause that everybody was wondering what was happening, I knew that they would be coming up with something creative to be able to maneuver and get the enemy focused away from just the northern border of Gaza with Israel, and you know, why not, you know, what Hezbollah is doing to Israel, making them look in two directions, why not force Hamas to look in multiple directions and get them off balance? I think it's a creative way to start this. It seems like they're getting a good set, and they'll be able to have two fronts, which is a good thing as long as they can keep the logistics coming in from the sea.
All right, gentlemen, thank you guys so much.